question came in from one of our viewers, and they wrote, "Can you tell me more about the two witnesses? When do they appear? Who are they, and what do they represent?" In fact, this question wasn't the only one that came in on this topic. Quite often we tend to get quite a few questions about. You can find information about the two witnesses in Revelation chapter 11. And in Revelation chapter 11, it's really just a small section of Scripture, but it's big on information, big on the topic, big on the end times and the difficulties that are to come. And so when you actually look at Revelation chapter 11, it talks about the two witnesses that will appear on the scene. And that's what exactly they're doing. They're witnessing against this world. They're talking about God's way. In fact, the interesting thing is they are with the power of God. It says they have power to shut up heaven. And in fact, it says that I will give them my power. So God is the power behind the two witnesses, which is kind of a flip to what they're witnessing against. On the other side, we have the beast, the dictatorship, the power that is ruling the world. And that's a power that is an evil power, a satanic power that is opposing God. And so the two witnesses appear on the scene to witness against the world, not for following God's way, for doing just the opposite of God's way. And so when you look at the two witnesses here in chapter 11, we see there's religious deception. We see that it's a very difficult time. So it's not just an idea. Here in Revelation 11, it's not just a nice analogy. It's not a metaphor. We are talking about two real people that will stand up at the time of the end, and they stand for God's way. And so for 3.5 years, Revelation chapter 11, it talks about them prophesying 1,260 days. That's 3.5 years they'll be prophesying and speaking out, preaching the gospel to a world that is in desperate condition. And so God gives them the power to speak out. And so the two witnesses stand up against evil. Now, there's so much to this topic. It's interesting how they are represented here in Revelation 11. It says they shut up heaven and there won't be any rain. So who are the two witnesses? Well, it's interesting. That reminds us of other figures in the Bible who stopped up heaven and it didn't rain for many, many years. Well, Elijah was one of those. And Moses was another one who brought down fire from heaven like these two will. So there's a connection there. And of course, it's more than we have time to talk about on the BT Daily. But we do have a program that deals with these issues, an entire Beyond Today program that deals with who are the two witnesses. It's coming up shortly on television, and you'll be able to look at that in our archives as well. So we don't have enough time to talk about it right now, but we do know the two witnesses are the two olive branches, they're the two lampstands, they're the two prophets. So what does it all mean? But we hope you'll tune into our program and find out those details, because it's something that you won't want to miss. Who are the two witnesses? That's BT Daily. We'll see you next time.